Last name Patterson with 2 T's.
And your position with the victims unit?
Yes, I'm a victim services specialist with the Victim Services Unit.
And ma'am?
Valerie Garrett,
G-A.
2 R's, 2 T's.
And sir?
Tim Huber, Huber, just like the farm.
And you are a detective?
LMPD Homicide.
And I know, Mrs. Garrett, you probably haven't done this before, so even if somebody down here asks a question, maybe just try and look in the center so that everybody kind of has a similar shot and you're not looking down here.
Okay.
You guys up? Good to go? Okay.
And Detective Huber, same thing, kind of look in this general
Okay.
area in the middle.
Sure.
If everybody's ready.
Ready? Good? Okay. So on May 30th of 2023, LMPD 1st Division and 4th Division officers responded to 400 East Broadway at the CVS in the parking lot on a shooting where they, when they arrived, they discovered a female victim in the parking lot suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. She was transported to University Hospital and later died from her injuries. Through the course of the investigation, we developed a suspect. The suspect in this case is Maurice Rashawn Byers. Facts of the case were presented before a judge, and a warrant was issued for his arrest for her murder, of the murder of Amanda Miller. A few months ago, we did reach out to the media asking for tips about his whereabouts. We're doing so again today. He has not been apprehended. The warrant of arrest is still active, and that's why we're here today.
I'm Valerie Garrett. I'm Amanda Miller's mother. I'm here today to catch Rashawn. He's took a lot away from our family. He's took futures. He's took hopes. He's took dreams. My grandchildren didn't just lose their mom. They lost their future. They lost their home. All their milestones that they've got coming, their first, she's going to miss out on all that. It's devastating. It's devastating. I have a family member that put up a $5,000 reward for the arrest of Rashawn. I'm here today to get some justice for my daughter and for her children. She deserves it. She's a hard-working mother. She didn't do drugs. She didn't drink. She didn't smoke cigarettes. She struggled taking care of her family. Her family was her #1 priority. She was a wonderful girl. She was very, very supportive of her family. She worked hard. She wasn't on the system. She was a good girl. She was the life of the party. She was the picture taker. She was the first on the water slide at 37. She was just a ball of laughs. She was our everything. He took our life. He took our breath away from us, and she deserves justice.
My name is Jo Patterson. I'm a victim services specialist at the Victim Services Unit here at LMPD. I was connected with Valerie shortly after the loss of Amanda. We've been in communication since then, and I know it's been hard for her and on us. We've provided a lot of support, whatever that has looked like. And I collaborate with Detective Huber to try to get everything here today because we want to see them be able to heal. Amanda deserves justice for what happened, and we're going to continue to provide that support for her, whatever that looks like.
You guys want to start? Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about Amanda's mother, what it was like when she was hanging out with her kids?
It was all fun. Amanda was a sarcastic joker. She was the life of the party. Like I said, she was the first on the water slide. It's hard to put all of Amanda in words. She was so much. She was a big life. She was our everything. Her kids were her life. Her main priority was taking care of her kids. She was a great single mother. She did it on her own. And if she's did one thing in life, she's put the knowledge and the faith in her children.
How many kids does she have?
She has 3 children.
I see you brought some photos. Do you mind sharing, some of those moments on the photos with us?
Yeah, bring that over.
This is Amanda and her children. Things that she'll never get to do again is go to school programs and graduations. Instead of having their mom beside them, they've got Granny, which they don't mind, but she was very loving. She was very supportive. She was the first to smash cake in your face. She had a heart of gold. This was her life, and animals. She loved animals, and her family was her number one. Her family was what she lived for. I have another one, and this just shows some of the good times that Amanda had. Christmas, cookouts, birthday parties, celebrations. We won't have this anymore with Amanda. We won't ever get to experience my grandkids first. Their graduations, their weddings, their children, their birthday parties. My 16-year-old Amanda's 16-year-old just had a birthday party. And it was the saddest day for a sweet 16 ever. We didn't celebrate on her birthday. We waited for a few days later but you could have given her a $100,000 check and it wouldn't have stopped the tears. It's devastating. You can't put it into words, the pain that we feel every day. It doesn't get easier. It gets harder every day. Your feet hit the floor and you know she's not there. She's not going to be there. I wish the world could see the kind of daughter she was, the kind of person she was. Everything she did for her family. She did for her kids. I never had to worry about if I had a meeting or an appointment or Amanda was there. If I called her at 3 o'clock in the morning, she didn't say why. She said, I'm on my way. She was my best friend. Everything we did together. We shopped, we vacationed, we ate dinner 3 or 4 times a week together. She always lived next door. Everything was together, everything. And now I walk around like a lost soul. I don't have my other half. She wasn't just my daughter, she was my best friend. She was my life, my every breath. And he took that from all of us.
Mrs. Garrett, when you walk around, you must be haunted by the fact, is the man that took your daughter's life, is he behind you in the grocery store? Did he just drive past you on the street? The fact that his picture, his name's been out there for months, how angry does that make you? And also, do you live on edge?
I don't really live on edge. I would hope that he's not stalking or, I worry about the kids sometimes, on the bus stop or whatever, but I don't try to carry that with me. The only thing that goes through my mind and my heart every day is Amanda. There's Amanda, and for to catch him, to get him off the streets. If he's not caught, there'll be another Amanda. There's going to be another Amanda. He's that type of person. He's a weak coward. It'll happen again if he's not caught. And I'm just I just know that.
Does money talk?
I think that money sure does make a difference, and I think that some of your best friends will turn you in for $1.
Detective, tell us a little bit about how you got to that suspect that took Amanda's life.
Well, there's some details I'm not going to really just for the integrity investigation, but I will tell you, Mr. Byers and Amanda were involved in a dating relationship. This is a DV homicide, and so it will be prosecuted by the domestic violence unit.
What's your understanding of what happened that day? I know the shooting happened a couple blocks away. She tried to make it away to the CVS. What is your understanding, without further investigation, of what happened that day? Had she called for help? Did he stalk her, hunt her down, what?
So, I mean, they were together. We know that. Unfortunately, I didn't have the privilege to speak with Amanda before she passed away. So there's some answers that I can't give at this point. Those are questions that I would like to ask Mr. Byers when he is apprehended.
So they did spend the day together, though?
They were together the day of the homicide, yes.
So they had they been in the car, in the area together? Is that your understanding as well?
My understanding is Amanda left the home, I believe, to meet up with him. I don't know if she was taking some of his stuff to him or what the ordeal was, but she left my home at 6:06 and she was pronounced dead at 7:30. She had known they had dated for 3 weeks, and he's a coward. He's weak.
So she was trying to break up with him? After
Yeah.
just 3 weeks, she already saw the writing on
Yeah.
the wall?
Yeah.
In that short amount of time of 3 weeks, had you met him?
Yes, I did. I welcomed him into my home. Yes, I did.
I have a question for Joe. You said you're responsible for bringing everyone together. What is your hope? What is your intent? Do you hope that the community maybe sees something or knows something that comes forward?
That is my hope. That is my hope. I hope that someone sees this and they look in and realize that not only does Amanda and the family deserve justice, but that they would want that for their own child. I believe that anybody would want that for somebody else, and want that healing, and want someone to be able to move forward after going through such a loss, and that they wouldn't want their own family to go through this too.
Detective, how frustrating that months ago, last fall, you pushed out a picture, you pushed out a name, and that person's still on the street. And every time Mrs. Garrett calls, you have to say, "Hey, I don't have him yet." How frustrating is that?
Well, that's why we're here today, because talking to Miss Garrett, I really, you try not to take these cases personal, but when it does wear on you, that you're not getting closure to the family, and that's why we're here today. That's ultimately that's the goal here. Is I want to give closure to Amanda's family, her mother, her children, and Mr. Byers is going to have his day in court.
Thank you.
Do you have any reason to believe he's left the Louisville area? Do you think he's still here? Do you know?
I'm leaving all options on the table of his whereabouts. That's why we're asking for, tips from wherever we can get to where he, and he is, I would consider him armed and extremely dangerous. So if we know where he's at, call that LMPD tip line. Doesn't matter if he's in another state or here local, let us know, and we will follow up any tip that we get where Mr. Byers' whereabouts may be.
Do you usually see tips breaking these cases?
Yes. I mean, that's just in homicide cases in general, people have to talk to us for us to solve these things, and that goes the same with apprehending individuals. We depend on the public heavily for information.
Ms. Garrett, you said that people may know him and may know where he's at. Here's an opportunity for you to give a personal appeal and speak to those people who have information why you want them to come forward and get justice for you.
If a person knows where he's at or his whereabouts, he's a dangerous person. He shot my daughter point blank in the car several times. he's going to do it again. If he only knew her 3 weeks and didn't have emotions, he's going to do it again. And, you know, don't just think about your relationship with him. Think about other women. Think about her children. Think about Amanda's kids. What he has taken away from this family. What he will take away from another family. There's going to be another Amanda Miller's mother sitting here. There's going to be more children without a mom that has to relocate their home, their whole life, everything, because one man couldn't take rejection or was insecure. If you know where he's at, I'm asking from the bottom of my heart, please turn him in. Don't let this happen again.
Anything else, guys? I think that's
Just to clarify, so they were together that day, had spent the morning together, and then she came
No.
home?
No, it was Labor Day. We had a cookout, and I guess he had been blowing her phone up all day. And at 6 o'clock that evening, she said she was going to drive over there, and she'd be right back. She said, I'll be back in an hour, less than an hour. And Amanda never came home. But she wasn't with him all day. She wasn't with him at all that day.
So where was she driving to, like his house? Was that your understanding?
Yes, he was at somebody else's cookout. I don't know if that was at home or where that was at, but she was going to meet him at the cookout, at the other cookout.
Thank you for
Do you believe
clarifying.
that she had intentions to break up with him?
Yes. Yes.
are we good? Good to go? Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Everybody.
I really hope that helps.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
Me
for
too.
talking to
Me
us.
too.